Imam Hussein goes to the same reason. Why does he enter Karbala? To rise against oppressors. Yazid ibn Muawiyah was a wretched man. He wanted to destroy Islam. Remember I mentioned the other day? The Prophet said soon monkeys will be sitting on the pulpit. It was Yazid who put the monkeys on. And Yazid used to put turbans on the monkeys to make fun of the Holy Prophet. And then he would race monkeys on camels. He says no one has innovated this idea. This was Yazid ibn Muawiyah, the most wretched man. He ruled, and in the first 3 years he killed Imam Hussein. Second one, he desecrated the Holy Prophet's masjid, and then he burnt the Kaaba. You couldn't find somebody who attacks the heart of Islam as a Khalifa than the enemy of God himself, which is Yazid ibn Muawiyah. This is how bad Yazid was. You think the Imam is going to sit on the sidelines and wait for this thing to be dismantled? Never. Imam says, impossible. I will meet the bull by the horns. This is why we honor Imam Hussein alayhi salam so much. Because our Islam is growing, it's free, it's taking the world when it comes to ethics and morality. Because of the work of Ahlul Bayt. Believe me, if not for Ahlul Bayt, there would have been no Islam today the way we know it. Let's not give credit to anybody. I'm telling you, the Bab of Madinatul Ilm are the Ahlul Bayt. They're the only ones who played the most critical roles to ensure the integrity of Islam. The trajectory of Islam today is only because of our Imams. No question, it's the Holy Prophet, of course, who brought Islam, who laid the foundation, and he is the one who receives all the credit for the growth of Islam. But who were the gates that protected him? These. Imam is in Karbala for this reason. He was cornered in Karbala for this reason. And Ibn Ziyad wanted the bay'ah of Imam Hussein as a license to dismantle Islam and give us a shell of a religion so that our Quran should be ripped to parts and even our pulpits should become jokes. And we would have so many traditions that today look in other parts, in other religions. Imagine if we had a Santa Claus. People would laugh at us. What kind of a religion you have? A Santa Claus in your stories. A fictitious, overly heavy person. Flying on with reindeers from North Pole, going through a very narrow chimney that's black and he comes out white. We're crazy things. I'm not putting it down, but come on. Santa Claus doesn't exist. If we Muslims had these kind of stories, I'd be holding my heart, I'd be gasping like, what kind of a religion did we evolve into? Alhamdulillah, our deen doesn't have such rubbishness. We've got morality that when we commemorate and celebrate, it's valuable. When we talk about prophets and imams, we have reasons. We know how to stand upright. We don't have silly stories. So when we talk about Karbala, these are not silly stories. These are deep. And when we cry even for a few minutes, and I know my bayans will get longer, inshallah, as we get closer to the 10th night, historically. But the bayans are not for us to cry, only for the sake of crying. They're for this. Let's walk out of here and say, yes, my Imam suffered in Karbala when he said, Hal min nasirin yansuruna. And many people didn't reply. Zainab alayhi salam goes to Kufa and says, shame on you people, you're crying now. When the head of Imam Hussein was brought, they were beating themselves. What did we do? Yabna Rasulillah. Zainab says, woe unto you. When my brother called you, you didn't reply. You ran away and you shut your doors. When my cousin Muslim ibn Aqil was there, you didn't reply him. You threw him on the streets. Now you're crying. See the problem? If the people followed Muslim ibn Aqil, they would have knocked out Ibn Ziyad. Karbala wouldn't have taken place. If people obeyed the Prophet when he died, and people would have obeyed the one the Prophet appointed, this bala would not be taking place in Karbala. On and on and on. If you and I don't take proactive steps to protect our generations and to protect our future, we will suffer. But we honor people who rise to protect the impact of shaitan.